You know, when Michael Jackson died, I knew him very well. And everybody was talking about Michael Jackson. They didn't know him.
How well did you know Michael, Donald?
Well, Larry, as you know, I knew him very well. He was a great guy. He was actually a very, very smart businessman. He was somebody that was very special. He lived in Trump Tower for an extended period of time in New York, and right next to me, actually, and so I got to know him very well. He would go down to Mar-a-Lago and Palm Beach a lot. In fact, that's where he was with Lisa Marie Presley when it first came out, and he was there for a very long period of time, but he would go down often.
When was the last time you spoke with him?
Probably a year ago, Larry. You know, Michael was a much different guy in the last 7 or 8 years, maybe 10 years than he was. I always view it as two Michael Jacksons.
How do you mean?
Well, you had Michael from, let's say, up till around the age of 35, and that was somebody, the greatest entertainer I've ever seen. And then you had the later version of Michael, who was much more reticent. He was much shyer. I mean, you know, he was just a little bit of a different guy.
Oh.
And I really knew both Michaels. He was a terrific guy. He was a wonderful guy. But he lost a certain amount of confidence in the last 10 years. I mean, he went through a lot, including some very, very bad doctors.
He's a great man, and he got treated very, very unfairly. He got treated really unfairly. He's a hell of a man.
I learned so much from him as an artist and as a kind human being.
In 2 ET interviews, he supported Jackson.
It was like a family member.
Yeah.
And that's all it was.
But Robson changed his story, claiming he felt the need to come forward after the birth of his son.
This thing happened where I started looking at him and imagining him being a victim of the sexual abuse that I was at the hands of Michael.
Nancy O'Dell is off. Nichelle Turner is here with me. All right, let's start with Michael Jackson. According to reports, attorneys are claiming the late superstar spent $200 million to silence several alleged victims.
The reports also claim Wade Robson and James Safechuck, 2 men in their 30s, are threatening to release a wealth of evidence. This could do what no other prosecutor has been able to do, show that Jackson violated young boys and paid to keep them quiet.
Tonight's top story, Michael Jackson's accusers, quiet no more.
We're talking about mind-boggling amounts of money.
What the victims are trying to claim here is, listen, Michael Jackson shut people up, not just one person, not just 2 people, not just 3 people, but many, many, many people.
The New York Post reports that Jackson paid out nearly $200 million to at least 20 alleged victims and their families over the years.
With a trove of disturbing evidence made public for the first time in Michael Jackson's child molestation investigation, it dates back more than 12 years to the raid of what was then Neverland Ranch in Los Olivos. What you're about to see paints a picture of a deeply disturbed individual. You're looking at video of Santa Barbara County Sheriff's investigators inspecting what appears to be an attic in Neverland Ranch in December of 2003.
Watch your head. This is meant for...
Little people. The low-sloped ceiling hangs above what looks like a preschool setting.
And when they do the search up here, there's also these doors that are... Who knows has it? All right.
Investigators take us through a maze of toy-filled rooms and someone to monitor their every move.
Steve?
Yes.
Someone on the phone?
No, it's been on since we came in here.
The evidence obtained by Radar Online includes graphic images of child pornography and animal torture, self-portraits made by the pop star himself, and 88 documents.
It's locked. Yeah, that's locked. Well, okay, we're going to have to get a locksmith up here.
The evidence points to a deeply disturbed man who used fear, sex, and gore to bend children to his will, one source said. Santa Barbara County Sheriff's officials tell News Channel 3, quote, they appear to be official documents, complete with case numbers. One details bloodied bed linen found in a Disneyland bag. Another lists pornographic books and CDs used, quote, as grooming tools. Much of the evidence was tucked away behind closed doors in taped bags.
I thought they said behind the jukebox, right?
Jackson was charged with 7 counts of child molestation, among other charges, but was acquitted in June of 2005. He died 4 years later. The sheriff's office tells us it did not release any of the documents or photographs to the media. All were released as part of the required discovery process to the prosecution and the defense years ago.
Police documents from a 2003 raid on Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch indicate that he was in possession of child pornography and other disturbing pornography that was allegedly used on children that went to his ranch. So the pornography that included both adults and children, animal torture, S&M, and gore, along with drugs to treat sex addiction with multiple prescriptions written by a variety of physicians. That's according to an Esquire/Radar Online report. Radar Online was the first to report this, and they also have posted the police documents in question. The police report claims that in Jackson's bedroom and bathroom alone, there were at least 7 collections of work found by investigators that show boys in their teenage years, and in some cases younger, fully nude or partially clothed. These materials include a book depicting nude children found in the singer's arcade room, a book which contained nude photographs of men in the master bedroom, and multiple books found in the master bedroom that included one with naked and semi-naked gay men and another with preteen or early teenage individuals who in some cases were nude or semi-nude.